Well, we got so rudely interrupted by Zoom, so we're back, and we were talking about freestyle differences and folk style differences. And what well, let's just say, a lot of people I've heard online, we got to go to freestyle for the girls because of college. What's your thoughts on that?
Um, um, yes. Yes, and okay, I get it. Yes, 100% I get it. I just think that's hard from a logistics standpoint, especially when it comes to officials. Um, it's already hard enough trying to get people officiate, let alone switching a whole different style and having the boys wrestle folk style and then the girls wrestling freestyle. Um, I know here in Iowa, at least, we have a shortage of officials. And that's really difficult to try to do at a high school level.
Yeah, I believe, and I might be off on my numbers now. Maybe they've made some progress because they've been working on some things. I think there was 122 officials in the state of Iowa, and that's cutting it thin. So they were even really
Yeah.
worried. That's why our tournament is on a Thursday, Friday. That's why our
Yeah.
regionals are on Friday, because they've already had their events on Saturdays for the boys. So that's why
Hmm.
we do that. Um, the other thing I also look at, and as a high school coach, and you're a high school coach too, is our goal to get girls scholarships, or is our goal to get girls to be better people? And
Yep.
so, you were one of what, 5% of the population that actually goes on and competes
Hmm.
in college, so my thing is, sure, I get it. It would be really cool if we were just dominant on the world stage, which we're not too bad, right behind Japan. you know
Yeah.
I mean, I think we do all right, but um I just I don't see doing it. It just, to me, it doesn't seem right. I love freestyle. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
In the spring, you should wrestle some freestyle. If you get the opportunity to go to any of those freestyle tournaments or freestyle state and qualify for Fargo, hell yeah,
Yeah.
go. But
Hmm.
there's also things, I think sometimes we get caught up in that freestyle, folk style, and people miss opportunities. You didn't have these opportunities, some of these opportunities that I'm talking about when you were wrestling, like
Yeah.
Twin River Duels. I know you've coached with me at Twin River Duels. That's amazing. That's so much fun. And, that's a kind of a folk style freestyle mix, with that modified rules.
Yeah.
Then to go down to, Florida for Disney Duels,
Hmm.
those are opportunities I hate seeing people not take, because I'm going to concentrate on freestyle, and
Yeah.
I get it. I get both ends of the argument. It's not that big a deal. Um, you got anything else on the whole freestyle folk style thing, or not?
Yeah, I
Okay, go
think I
ahead.
just want to add in about coaches too.
Oh,
You know, I know some women that have stepped up and volunteered to be this head coach to be able to provide a, an environment that girls feel more comfortable with by having a girl there. And they don't know a lot about wrestling, let alone knowing anything about freestyle. So they have someone come in that will help them teach them about folk style. And you just have more of those people that are able to help out instead of finding coaches that know freestyle and are able to coach freestyle. So I'm fortunate enough that I competed in it, and am able to teach the girls. But not a lot of people have that opportunity at their schools.
yeah, you're correct. I've really forced myself to learn for some freestyle so I can help
Yeah.
out, things like that. So yeah, that's a difficult part. You just brought up a really good thing. The moms that are stepping up, that really don't know wrestling, but they're providing an opportunity to have a female coach, which then gives a different feel to the room, which is now a safer space for girls to compete in and
Yeah.
and grow in. What's your advice to them? I mean, we need more of them. We need
Um,
more.
I just want to say like thank you first. Like thank you for stepping up. Thank you for doing this. I was kind of I first realized that people were doing this when I talked to the previous Carlisle coach and she was like, I don't know anything about wrestling. I'm a soccer coach, but I stepped in and did this for the girls. So I just want to say thank you for that. And you are doing so much more than you probably realize, even though you don't know much about wrestling. Just being that person there for the girls because it is bigger than wrestling. So thank you so much for putting yourself out there in an uncomfortable position and being willing to learn. And you're doing a lot of great things for the sport here in Iowa.
That is great. That is awesome. I'll definitely clip that somewhere and we'll put that out because that's a great thing. Um, Something that you also mentioned was officiating. We're lacking officials, and we
Yeah.
don't have a lot of female officials.
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you run into Nadine at all? A little bit or
Yeah,
not?
I do
Okay.
run into her sometimes.
Yeah, so Nadine and a bunch of the officials across the country have started a female officials league, our
Mhm.
thing, but they're doing clinics. And actually, I convinced Nadine to stick around. She does my tournament every year. And Monday, we're doing a JV tournament. So I convinced her to stick around. And on Saturday or Sunday, she's doing an officiating clinic for any girl. And there's like some money available now, so if
Yeah.
girls want to become officials, the IWCOA can help them pay for those initial dues. And I think
Wow,
they're
that's
even helping people get the flip and ankle, or not ankle band, but wristbands and stuff. So
wristbands. Yeah,
yeah, so you did some officiating.
I did.
How is that?
It's so funny because some of them will joke with me when they saw me become a high school coach. They're like, "You switched to the dark side." So I started in high school, and Lanny Brands helped me. So did Jim McCombs and Carl Davis. I've had really good mentors
Mhm.
help, and I enjoyed it so much. I loved officiating. Sometimes when I'm coaching, I'm like, man, I wish I could do this. But I think it's a great opportunity. Like I said, I started at 16 years old. I was still wrestling in high school, and I passed the test and I was able to kind of get my feet wet, and it really helped me understand the sport of wrestling more. So it's a good way to make some extra income and still be involved in the sport that I love. And I strongly encourage kids that are interested in that at all to do that, or even college kids too. Like if you're a wrestler in college, go and get your officiating license and go ref some kids tournaments on Sundays. Like it's a good way to stay involved in the community and make some money.
Yeah, you can make decent money. I mean, those guys that
Hmm.
are working, some of those guys work constantly. They're
Oh
working,
yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and they're probably making more than us coaching for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, way more than us
Yeah.
coaching. So yeah, yeah. So it is a great way to make a little bit of extra income and things like that. I hate officiating, but that's something, you talked about Lanny. Lanny's great. I love talking to these guys.
Yeah.
I think there should be more. Uh, I think we're missing something at the IWCOA level where coaches and officials aren't having joint meetings together
Yeah.
to understand each other in a different way. I heard that they used to, and there was arguments all the time. But I really enjoy sitting talking to like Mark Kenny. I don't know if you know Mark or not, but he's official I run into quite often, especially in the postseason. And we will talk about rules and how their application is, and you really learn the sport differently when you talk to officials.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it helped me a lot even as a wrestler when I learned the ins and outs
Yeah.
of wrestling.
Yeah, if you know what they're looking for, oh my God, it makes a huge difference. And then also that, here's advice for a young coach. Oh, and you already do it because you were an official. Always talk to the officials. get that rapport with them instead of an adversarial thing. And,
Mhm.
I'm not saying you're going to get the call, but, you might, you might.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because before I went to Fargo, we had John. He helped out at our camp and he was an official at Fargo too, and he would teach us tricks. And he
Uh-huh.
said, chat with the officials. And I think that year at Fargo, I didn't get called on passivity once.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's 100%, but yeah, I think it's important to have that rapport differently. And then they also,
Mhm.
I think when that happens, they maybe respect you more when you go to the table.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing too is that I know what officials deal with. I know what it feels like to make calls and things like that. So just being more understanding and giving them be like, "Hey, like I get it. I know. I feel where you're coming from, but come on here." I don't
Sorry,
get
Mary.
with
I,
that
I
very
forgot
much.
to plug my battery in. So we almost got interrupted twice. So
Oh
this is
no.
all kinds of craziness. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, that's that. Yeah, officiating, that's such a super important thing. Well, we've been going for almost an hour, which is crazy amount of time, which is awesome though. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you the opportunity just to say anything you want about wrestling life, anything in general, where you started, where you're going, it doesn't matter. Final
Okay.
thoughts.
Um okay, final thoughts. It's been amazing to see the growth of girls wrestling in Iowa over the past I man, 10 years. Has it been 10 years
Well,
already?
I you've been longer than me because I've been doing it for 10.
Yeah.
You were wrestling before I started, so
Oh man.
that makes you
I
really
think I'm
old.
coming up on like 20 years.
Probably.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm coming up on 20 years of being around Iowa wrestling. Okay, well, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
um, no, it's been really great to see the change and the growth and the support of it. And I'm really blessed to still be a part of that and be a part of this wrestling community. What I want girls to know is that it's not just about wrestling, you know, yes, it is great to win these matches and win state championships and things like that. But I strongly believe that this sport shapes you into a person to be a really good person. And I think it makes you be held accountable. And I think if you take it seriously, you will be a very successful person in life. So yeah, just remember that is that it's there's a bigger picture.
Yes. You've said that a few times, your mom lets you know that there is a bigger picture to it. It's not just you stepping out of the mat. So it
Mhm.
was important, even maybe when you didn't want to continue to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very difficult as a mother sometimes to step out as that coach because there's all kinds of things going on in your life, but you do it because it's a bigger picture.
Mhm.
Um, why do I continue to do what I do and help girls like yourself become the next group of girls coming up because it's a bigger picture. And I think that's what has made girls wrestling different for me. And I think for so many different people that we're not competing against each other. We're building
Mhm.
each other up, it seems like. And I enjoy that so much. And I've enjoyed from that time I ran into you at Emma Randall's thing to watching you Night of Conflict, watching you at Norwalk, uh, wrestle, seeing you at Fargo, watching you wrestle in college. I was at a couple of your meets, so the journey has been really cool to have with you. I mean, we've coached your stepsisters in a clinic together one time. We've made our own
Yeah.
little clinic because that's how it works. So you know, it's been wonderful. And I'm so excited to see you again at Ogden this year. And I can't wait to
Yes.
get state. Hopefully have a full, it'll be different with 1A, 2A, but I think you're 2A also.
Yep, we are two-way.
Perfect. We'll be in the same session. So I'm
Mhm.
really excited. Um, keep letting those girls know that it is a privilege, and you paved that way for those girls. I'm so proud of you. So,
Thank you.
well,
Thank you.
I'm gonna hit that button to stop, but stay on for just a minute.
Yeah.